I want to see them bring back the Phobius counter. I think it worked really well for them in game one, either into the Lapu or the Paquito. Both of those are fine. And you have YSS who's going to give you dashes as well, right? So a lot of dashy heroes in this, and Phobius is open. I want to see Phobius come to this game. But the only one I'm not sure about is the jungle pick here. And they go for the jungle Balmont, a thing out of Mobile Zane's pick pool. Here we go. When you're banned out, spin to win, baby.
That Ballman, you know, he's quick in the jungle, and he is a very fast hyper, and I'm excited to see it because guess who he's paired up with here in Estus, right? So we're looking at a completely different play style from Extraction here, which I like, right? If what you just threw out there didn't work, they're trying to change it up. I really like it. Now, on the side of Team Gosu, they took out 4 of their 5 bans for going for assassins, going for that hyper. There was a Roger ban in there too, but they were all trying to take out of that jungle, and they answer back on the side of Extraction with a Ballman Estus. Like, I love what I'm seeing from the side of Extraction. I think this is going to be a very, very exciting game. You're still looking at a massive draft from both sides, so it's going to be a very good game. Now, I don't think you're going to see Team Gosu go the long game on this. They're gonna play aggressive. They're gonna want to try and knock it down here. That is the correct wave. We're back. All right, beautiful. So what do you think? Who takes it here? We're 1-1, Ben. Are we going the total of 5 games, or do you think, like you said, Team Gosu's got the rust knocked off? This is what they do. They're only gonna get better, and they're gonna take the next 2 games for a 3-game win streak here.
Starting game 3 of our semifinal matchup between Extraction and Team Gosu, we have them tied at 1-1. And honestly, if I got to give it to somebody, Gosu won this draft, and they won it hard. Banning out the pool and pushing somebody onto Balmon is going to give you maybe an early game spike, sure, but Balmon's going to fall off and really need somebody to do the damage that he can execute on later on. You got Farsi, you got Paquito, you got Lunox, you got Raph, you got YSS. What more could you ask for from the side of Gosu General, right? Like, he's got everything to work with to allow him to carry this game. The vision, the pressure, the healing from the Raph, the peel. Man, this is going to be a great game for Gosu. I'm going to give this one to Gosu hardcore. I think they just got out-drafted here. If you put somebody on a Balmon, man, that's not going to be a great pick as that scales in it late. Yeah, you're going to have a little bit of advantage, and if they can steamroll and snowball the game, they win. But we've seen that Gosu almost prevents that every time. We have a little engaged in the front. Flame Shot does go onto the Farsa. He is able to make it out. Maybe Flicker is chasing. A lot of spells burnt there to chase down the Farsa, and it doesn't play off. But Balmon's in a little bit deep. He is spun to 1, and he may have spun his way out of this game. As Paquito chases him down, he does get away. A little bit of an engaged Extraction taking it to him in the jungle. We'd love to see that. And honestly, if this team can play around Estus, they may just be unkillable in these skirmishes.
And we talked about Ballman being aggressive there because he has that side of Estus, CAG rotating with him. So it's going to be a very, very aggressive game style from the side of Extraction, which they did try to invade there. I love seeing that Flame Shot once again, trying to get that Farce. It did bring her down to a low HP, but wasn't able to clean it up. But how about the Lunix down on bottom with Clint, right? Clint, one of the massive meta heroes down in the gold lane, but Lunix just being powerful, being able to go up against those heroes, and has a little bit of the range, not as much as Clint, but that CC, that damage. I really think you're going to see a different game style from Extraction. I like the aggressiveness. I think that's what you have to bring to Team Gosu, because if you let this YSS scale, if you let this Farsa scale, and now we're talking Lunix in the bottom lane. Yeah, you took our Alice out of there, and we answered back with a Lunix. I don't think Extraction can allow this team to go on. They have to play aggressive again and get these early picks like we saw with a Roger. But I just don't think, I think you're right. I think Team Gosu took the draft here, and I think we're going to see that at the end of this game.
Yeah, Gosu starting up a Lord here. Extraction is in the area, and they have actually successfully reset it. So that was a little bit of a misplay walking away and allowing that turtle to reset. I do believe they were able to take it. Balmont still wasn't in the fight and wouldn't be able to contest this fight. Oh, a big pick coming out of the Raph as the Kagura dives in for first blood. Man, the Kagura is so good at making this pick, and Jay is so comfortable on diving in with his Kagura and completely annihilating one of the members. This gives complete turtle control over to the side of Extraction. Even in the bottom lane, the YSS ultimate has pushed off the Clinton. We're going to get a lot of pressure from that Lunox autoing down to that turret. Big swing for Extraction here, taking a 1k gold lead 3 minutes in.
That is huge. And with this Estus, you know, he's going to keep these team fights engaged. And with Raph being knocked out, that is the key to Extraction. If you get this Raph knocked out, knowing you have this Estus behind you, just allowing you to continuously punish this other team, it's going to be huge gameplay. They are going to rotate and try to get a pick up here, or at least a lane push up on the side of Paquito. But Ballman is going to start taking this jungle away. And we talked with that Estes rotation, he's going to be very, very, very aggressive here. And I'm really liking what I see with this. It's only 1,000 gold lead on the side of Extraction, but it's what they have to do. Another CC from Cat coming out. Are they going to be able to pick up Raph here once again, Ben?
Woo! Big burst on her. She barely gets away from the flame shot. She goes sub to 100 health. But Lunox is engaged on the Estes. He does take a lot of damage. There are a lot of members of Gosu here poking in, but it looks like the Extraction lineup is going to be able to walk barely away with that Estes, healing them up as they go. Bought him a lot of time, a little bit of time for Clint to push that side and get some gold off that turret. You see Kag again going in for these bursts, so confident on the pick. Hey, Balmon gets shut down by Paquito in the jungle, in his own jungle, trying to take his red buff. Reaches out, Mikasa pops him. And now we're looking for the general to take away that red buff and rotate down, but what will it cost as they've extended a little bit, and Jay is into the back line. Gosu General is pinned up against the wall. Can he move back with a little bit of support from Lunox? He does get out of there into the Lunox ultimate, and the Farsa ultimate as well has turned it around, and now it's a 2-0 trade for the team of Gosu. They've got him trapped under the turret. Low health members, 2 low health members. Paquito dives, he's taking turret pressure. A little bit of the ST coming out here. You see how strong it is. There's so many members low, and the Raph is the one that takes the kill. They've got members down here, and they're just slowly picking him away as the Farsa is going to be able to ult sooner or later, but the Estes heal gives so much back to the Esme. She's able to stay alive, and that only turns into a 1-turn kill, which looked so devastating for the side of Extraction. But now Gosu's taking the lead in the kills, and they're slowly getting. I feel like Gosu takes an L in the early game almost every game and just wins in the mid and late, Tank.
And you see that Estes, right, really stopped Extraction from having a bigger problem than they already had there with that exchange.
Oh.
But Farsa's huge exchange here. Ballman taking out the YSS jungle on the side of Team Gosu. Ballman is going to stay aggressive, especially with that Estes heal. I mean, was it just an overextension there from Team Gosu, or what happened there, Ben?
Yeah,
it looks like they're going to get an easy turtle here now.
Yeah, starting up the turtle now because we've got a couple members down, and we've got a pause, unfortunately, coming in from the game. So we'll have to get to our text to see what happened in that pause and what's going on. But they caught Balmon farming on his red, man, and just the pressure that's been exerted on the map, and Gozu having a little 5-head play there, probably seeing it from vision of where people are not by using the YSS ultimate over time. You can kind of click on your map and then see and hear where they're at. Made a great pick on Balmon to shut him down in the jungle, and that just opened up the turtle take. And then the Extraction has to push into that turtle without a smite, without a team, and go into what's left of that, right? And these teams are fighting back and forth, man. It seems like Gosu has a pattern of not coming out swinging in the early game and just really playing patiently and not taking a lot of risk, maybe giving over a couple objectives, a couple of kills, but not taking any major risks to ensure that they win in the mid and late game. And they got scaling on their side this time. I do believe if Gosu keeps playing to their win conditions, I'm not sure Extraction can go the distance with them in this game.
I agree, and that Ballman's going to be really, really tough, really durable, very aggressive early game, but Team Gosu has the draft to really dominate this end game. So Extraction is going to pick up a turtle here. Great positioning here. Way to take out the YSS, which forces the team to kind of back off and give up that. But we've seen Team Gosu, right? If they lose it somewhere else, they're going to gain it. And you can see Paquito up top trying to push that top lane and get as much as he can on the turret here. So it says, okay, we're going to lose turtle here, but I'm at least going to take some HP off of this tower. Almost taking half HP from that top tower. So it's those little moves right there that are really keeping Team Gosu involved in this. Even when we think that they lose a clash, like losing YSS there to a Ballman, they still make up for it in these other plays on these other lanes. It's something you're not seeing Extraction do, right? Extraction's having great team fight, and they're having great rotation, but they're not making those small plays like Team Gosu is in regards to objectives, right? If we lose something, if Team Gosu loses something, they're gaining it somewhere else. And you can see the aggressiveness right here. They lost the objective in turtle, but now they're taking half health on mid lane turret, taking half health on top lane turret. Team Gosu's here to play. They're going to wait for Extraction.
Hold on, maybe a little bit deep here. He's dove too deep, and he's trying to get the damage off, but into 4 members, and the Estes is not close enough to get the heal. Balmon, a little bit of an extension there into 4 members, and does get punished for it. Easy kill for the side of Gosu to mop that up. They disengage from the spin to win, and they turn around and they delete him with no heals. It was a lot of damage coming off, but we talked about this. Balmon, he needs people to do the damage for him, so then he can go in and execute, right? Because you can peel Balmon really well, really easy. Everybody just walks a different direction. You know what I mean? And now a little bit of move onto the Clint. He does get punished finally because of finding that Clint in the off lane. He's been looking for that kill for a minute, and now you have a 2-0 Paquito run into a 0-2 Clint. As this goes on, that Clint is going to scale, but Paquito delaying it just a little bit further. Great pick from out of the side of Mikasa.
Team Gosu, right? The rotation here. This is exactly what we're talking about. Paquito's up there trying to get this full, but Kag does burst it down. Paquito might get the turret out of it, trying to pick up. Good thing Estes is there, but now taking Estes to top lane takes him away from your jungler, takes him away from those other team fights. So I'm loving these plays by Team Gosu, looking at this map and really rotating the force. You're looking at Estes Kag dealing with a Paquito up top with a turtle down on bottom lane. This big IQ play from Team Gosu is what is going to win them this match if they can continue it here, Ben. Or does the Ballman Estes actually come out to play here?
This is looking really bad for the side of Extraction as they're pinned into the Turtle Pit in a 5v3. It looks like the Farce Ultimate is going to eliminate Clint immediately as the other two members are rotating down. Clint and Estes will be here in a second, but will it be too late? And now it's in a 4v5. Gosu has taken a little bit of damage, but will it be enough? As Kagura goes in, she almost gets bursted out immediately. Estes Hill is starting to come out. Balmon does get a kill. He may be able to secure Turtle here now that General's down, and he does secure the Turtle, and maybe Balmon can clean up this fight. This is 2 for 1, and they got Turtle thus far. Clint died, but he'll be back up soon to help push turrets on the end of this push. Paquito is low. They may look for a dive here as Estes is going to stall the recall. It looks like they... Oh, I thought the flame shot was going to do a little bit more. Kagura with that flame shot's being cheeky a little bit with it, man. But Farsa, man, honestly, able to provide so much wave clear from afar and keep this Kagura's lanes pushed out. She always has to answer it back, But Jay, so comfortable on this. They do finally take that bottom lane turret down. Extraction, getting a little bit of the gold here, taking a 2-0 turret lead against Team Gosu, who we thought had the draft advantage in this. And honestly, the Ballmon's coming to shine as they have a little bit of a blue buff scuffle, and they're taking away the blue buff and getting out of there. Now we see Extraction going to the enemy. Oh, they've extended. Maybe Gosu goes a little bit too deep here, and 5 members of Mikasa dives in as well, and it looks like Farce Ultimate's enough to buy it. But look at the Estes healing. Did that team fight even happen? And they're rolling back into a spin and wins happening, and he's going to execute really quickly. And back into the Paquito. Paquito's going to be able to get out, and it looks like he's just going further and further and further. And they need to find a way to peel this ball monitor. He's going to keep getting healed up by Estes. And such a good lineup coming off Extraction. They're playing around their team fight advantages right here and making it work. Lunox with a little bit of poke to deny the wave, and now Extraction is not able to push the mid lane anymore, Tank.
Now, Team Gosu knows what they need to do. They need to split this team up because we've seen it here multiple times now where if you allow Ballman and Estes to get involved with their team, they're unkillable. And Ballman is able to extend and continue to extend. Doesn't matter how much you burst them down. So you either have to take Estes out or you need to pull him to another lane like Team Gosu was doing with that top lane play and getting that push there with Paquito. But once that doesn't happen, once you allow Estes to get involved in these team fights, this Ballman-Estes combo is actually working for the side of Extraction, even against such a solid draft over here on Team Gosu. So we're looking at another big team fight coming up, and Estes is involved. And any team fight where Estes is involved, I'm going to give the team fight over to Extraction here, Ben. Yeah. We got an easy Lord coming up. For Esmeralda taking and pulling the entire team of Team Gosu back down to the bottom, and they're starting to zone out here. It looks like Extraction's going to easily take this Lord kill, and they do pick it up. Now, do they continue to fight here? Do they wait, even with the Farce?
They dive straight in after taking that load. The confidence on Extraction right now is super high. They dive with huge damage from Kagura into the backline. The Balmon spinning to win. They have so much heal from the Estes. None of this damage matters unless they burst a member out. So they're able to extend these team fights and take it again and again and again. You saw them take Lord, came over full health, continued to dive, took a little burst, and they're all back at full health again. This Estes pick is paying off dividends to the side of Extraction. Now they have Lord pushing down, lanes being pushed out, and Kagura makes another pick onto Lunox. This Kagura, Jay is out of his mind on this Lunox. He's able to pick again and again and again, and this Ballmon just adding execute damage to every push is crazy. This Estes is the name of the game right now. Being able to go in, take some damage, come out, heal, and they're going to take mid lane turret down. They need to take it down before they go any further, and it looks like Esme's into the back line on this. Extraction may do a full team dive here right now. They have 5 members and they're all held up by this Estes. They keep going. The Farsa artillery is going to keep them off for a little bit, but Lord is pushing down in the top lane. They can easily rotate top and take top turret as well. They have the bottom lane pushed up. Extraction with an excellent macro play to set this whole thing up. Now, 5v5, any extended team fight is going to go in favor of Estes. And Kagura with another pick onto now, this time Paquito. This Kagura, Jay on Kagura has to be banned. He is so good at that hero, he can make big picks. Farsa's ultimate is going to push Ballmon. He's a little bit extended, but it's not going to matter because Estes is coming up the map. He's going to go heal his team up. They do need to back off a little bit. They are low HP right now, and Estes isn't there. So Estes may be able to heal them up and continue the push, but Esme is going to have to back off. There aren't any more minions really to push here, and Paquito is about to spawn. So we may see a little bit of a map reset here as Gosu is going to collect some waves at their inhibitor turrets.
I don't think Extraction wants to let anything reset here. Now with Estes coming back up into this fight, Ballman's going back to get his jungle. I think you're going to see Ballman, once he gets his red and blue, push right back up there with the backing of this Estes and try to really finish this game. They know they need to. They've got a 6,000 gold lead. Team Gosu is going to go out. They're allowing them to jungle, right? So this is going to help Team Gosu hugely here. And they don't have the minion push on top and bottom lane that they had earlier. So I don't think they're going to be as aggressive as they want to be here. I think Extraction is going to be forced to push off on some of these lanes and clean them up a little bit. But if you get that Estes involved in these team fights, we just saw Extraction roll down mid lane. Obviously, they had the help of the Lord up on top, but doing a great job. CAG picking up those picks, right? Absolutely phenomenal CC. Just such great gameplay by Jay, and Estes keeping the entire team alive throughout it. We've never seen the Estes pick tonight, and I will not be surprised if he is not banned out for the rest of this tournament. He is such a meta right now, keeping these team fights. He's better than any other fighter we've talked about being able to control this. Estes just keeps everybody in there and alive, and you can be so aggressive when you've got him behind you, just healing you up nonstop. Even against Farsa's massive damage, even with the ult, Ballman was comfortable enough to just dive in to that Farsa ult, knowing that Estes was going to be right there, healing him up the entire time. So are we setting ourselves up for another team fight? Or are we just going to wait for that Lord to pop in 46 seconds and have another just massive team fight where you know you've got Estes behind you to support you?
Yeah, unless a pick comes out from Jay again. Oh, and that was just it. As I was just saying it, he almost picked him out. He's going to be able to escape with that Estes heal. What damage. Eugen barely got away, and he did expend the flicker. That will not be available for another 2 minutes. So if Jay catches him again, it's lights out for the Farsa once again. I think we're going to see the map state reset here. We want Extraction to push out their lanes. Maybe a pick onto the side of Clint. Pack needs to get out of there before CAG catches him again. Shoo! Man, CAG is being played really at a high level, man. I'm enjoying watching this game. The Extraction needs to clear the waves and then focus on lower positioning here. They have an 8K gold lead right now. I think it's the biggest gold lead we've seen in this series thus far, and it's over to the side of Extraction. But honestly, right now, you see Gosu pushing him in, not allowing him to get position on the Lord. CAG is going in and immediately bursts down. The Estes is not there to heal her up, but so much damage went down on the side of Team Gosu. They're going to be pushing in, and Esme dives in the backline. They may be able to clean this fight up. Balmon, you know he's going to execute one at least. The Farsa ultimate does get released, but that gives Balmon time to get into her, and he does hop onto her with the ultimate, and he still can burst down more, and they're continuing to go through. The Balmon spinning to winning, and he does finally drop that down on the triple kill. The Balmon taking over this game, and now Estes is here to heal his team up. They do have minions in the bottom wave and mid lane to push through. They're going to get at least 2 inhibitors here. I think this may be the game take as they push in. Gosu's going to do everything he can to buy time here, but they have 3 minions walking on that Nexus. They're already on the Nexus, knocking it down right now. General does dive in with it. Oh, it's going to be Mikasa taking down the Pactino, and Estes just healing everybody up. It looks like they're going to be able to take game 3 right here, ladies and gentlemen. Extraction takes it 2-1 over Gosu. The underdogs taking it to Gosu, absolutely stomping them out on a spin to win.
Upset. That is absolutely beautiful gameplay. That Ballman, we talked about Ballman, was he going to be the hero they needed? But with that CAG, right, who people had to peel off and deal with and mess with, and that Estes sitting behind Ballman and the entire team, keeping him alive, they didn't even need the